All right, guys, welcome back. All right, if you aren't aware right now, it's time to start being aware of the situation we're in. We're in a worse situation than 2008, right? If you're not aware what happened during 2008, you're about to get a rude awakening if you don't learn anything from 2008. 2008, we had the sub-mortgage prime rate, right? And a lot of bank closures giving out bad loans. People that couldn't afford a loan due to the Democratic policy, right? That they think that everybody deserve to have a house, even though they're not qualified to have a loans, right? Even though they don't have the job to pay for houses, they think that everybody deserve to get a house, so they make loans so affordable that anybody could get approved for a loan for a house, that they create these bad loans, right? And what happened is that they were giving out this bad loan to people that couldn't afford it. They don't have the occupation that afford the mortgage. And what happened, right? A lot of these people that given this loan that got a houses couldn't make the payment. They couldn't afford the house, so they wasn't making any payment on the house, meaning that the bank lost a lot of money. The bank lost a lot of money. They had to foreclose a lot of houses, right? Which means take away people homes that they think they could afford. Now that led to a lot of homeless people, and there are still people out there today that is homeless that was caused by the 2008, right? So basically, that's the reason. That's in a nutshell how 2008 was formed, right? It's a subprime mortgage bubble, right? That the bank been giving out bad loans to people that don't deserve it, and it turns out they wasn't making the payments, could afford the payments, and then it default all the payments, and the bank lost a lot of money. And what does that do? It destroyed a lot of banks, right? Especially a bank called Washington Mutual, was one of the biggest bank who ever defaulted, that they got purchased out by J.P. Morgan and Chase, right? So that's what happened in 2008, right? Why don't you see Washington Mutual anymore? They defaulted. They went bankrupt, right? They were giving out all these stupid loans due to the Democratic policy, Barney Frank and Dodd policy, Chris Dodd or Lou Dodd, whatever his name is, right? It was the Democratic problem. They did this, right? They try to blame on the Republicans. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Republican. They are also bad, right? But they try to blame on the Republican, not realizing that the Democrat created this policy. Barney Franks and I think it's Chris Dodd, right? Excuse me. Chris Dodd. They written the policies, and they allowed all these people to get the bad loans, and they don't want to take responsibility, and they just try to dust it off, under the carpet, and try to say, oh, the Republican Party. And during that time, George W. Bush was the president, and I think we could go into a deep rabbit hole about this, right? But I don't want to go into that. But I'm not a fan of Bush as well. I hated Bush, right? I hated Bush, and I don't like Obama as well, right? But I digress. That's doing political. But the point is that's a 2008 bubble. Right now, what they're saying right now, right? The things that's going on right now, when the banks are defaulting, like so many of them right now, it's going to be worse than the 2008 bubble. Not only that, the 2008 bubble was caused by private mortgages, right? Private homes, right? This bank one, it might have to do with commercial real estate, right? Because during the shutdown, when people have to be forced to work at home, right? Now they don't want to go work in the office right now. There's no point having all these commercial real estate. So what do? They neglect on these leases of these commercial buildings. Right? They neglect all these commercial buildings. Now all these offices, all these commercial buildings are vacant. They're not being paid. The banks are losing money on it. Right? So and there's so many of these out there that's being vacant. Now they're saying that this might lead to another crisis that's even worse than the 2008 bubble crisis. Right? This is not a commercial real estate. I mean, not a private real estate, but commercial real estate bubble. Right? You can't be, serious. Like, what the heck? Really? Right? So, because of this, you see banks closing everywhere. SVB, Silvergate, Swiss, whatever it is, First Horizon, First Republican, whatever it is, right? They start closing left and right, Pac West, right? All these regional banks, all these small banks are foreclosing because I guess they fudged up big time. They fudged up, right? Because of this going on right now, guys. I'm telling you guys, you gotta start prepared right now, right? Start finding some other asset. I don't know, get precious metal. Get all these commodities, right? Get medicine that you could use, get something you could use for bartering, right? Medicine, apples, you can use that for bartering. Liquor, you can use that for bartering. Cigarettes, coffee, use that for bartering. Food, right? Because pretty soon, if money is useless, you have to use commodity as bartering tools, right? Cigarettes, foods, medicines, ammunitions, tools, you can use that as bartering tools, right? Fuel, all these stuff, because money is useless, and not everybody, and you can probably use silver and gold, but what if you don't have any silver and gold? What if there's silver and gold sold out, right? You gotta look other ways, other means of getting things that worth of value, right? But the point is, prepare yourself right now, right? There's other channels out there that's telling you prepared. I'm not the only channel, right? I'm just going to get yourself to get ready, telling yourself to get ready. Because if this goes down, you don't know what's going to happen. They're pushing digital currency on you. Who to say that's going to work or not, right? They try, if it doesn't work, and they devalue the money, now all your money in the bank is useless now. What's the point of having it? All your dollars what's the point of taking all your money out of the bank when the dollar is useless? Right? So you had to find other ways, other alternative of currency. Right? So, guys, you gotta be prepared. You gotta wake up to the situation we're in right now. It's no laughing matter, right? If you don't have all these stuff, how can you survive? You gotta have something with intrinsic value, right? Because the money that they're printing out is worthless. This money that they print out, what does it mean when they print out all this money? It means that they're robbing you. They're devaluing the money that you have. It's basically stealing from you. Every time they print out money, every time the government print out money, they're robbing you of wealth. Have you heard of Keynesian economics? Whatever it is, Keynesian economics is a guy back in the past that's saying the system that we're living on right now is unsustainable. The money system right now is unsustainable, right? And they asked him what's the solution, and he said, well, I don't need to worry about that. I'll be dead by the time it collapses. Like, what the heck? There's no solution for this. The only solution is get yourself ready, get yourself prepared. Food, shelter, supply, and the means of self-defense. Said by, I think, The Prepared Mind, if you know his channel, right? John from The Prepared Mind. But anyway, get yourself all that stuff. Get yourself ready. Buy land if you can buy land. Build a fallout shelter. Get some equipment. Big time. Don't worry about all these media, these video games, alright? This TV, they're worthless. Alright? This TV, these video games, these toys, these Funko Pop, they're worthless. They're not worth anything. These dolls, alright? Those are not priority. You don't need that. Alright? I seen guys collecting video games, alright? What? Okay. Can you live off of video games? Can you eat your video games? Right? Don't buy stupid things like that. Right? Don't buy stuff like that. You need buy some MREs, alright? Buy a box of MREs. Buy food that's ready to eat. Buy freeze-dried food. Buy all this food that you can, alright? Buy a canned food. If you don't have the money right now, buy a canned food a day or whenever you have time. Go buy a case of canned food or something, right? You just want to get prepared. Have something with you, right? Take classes, self-defense classes, because when this thing hit the fan, right, you need to find a way to defend yourself if you don't have any weapons on you, right? Take courses, self-defense courses, right? Learn how to shoot well, efficiently, effectively, right? Learn, go take mixed martial arts, right? Learn mixed martial arts. Learn how to grapple. Because most fight usually ends up in the ground. You have to know how to put a submission move, right? Learn how to de-escalate. If you have a job right now, try not to get fired. Try to make as much money from that job as possible. Try not to get into fights as much as possible. If somebody's crazy, you walk the other direction, right? Don't think of it as a wussy move, bro. You do not want to get in a fight. When you get in a fight, there's a possibility. There's a legal matter, right? When you get in a fight, there's legal matter. There's physical matter. You can get hurt, right? There's financial matter. You have to pay the bills, right? You got to pay the bills of your health insurance and all these repercussions, right? And yeah, you got and legal matter like the law. You got to deal with the law whether they're gonna charge you or not, all right? All right. So you gotta learn all these stuff. That is no joke, guys. You gotta get